Coming to you from EverMedia Studios in Los Angeles, I'm Nicole Maddox, and this is EverTalk Live.
Happy Wednesday, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moyer. This is EverTalk Live, bringing you a daily dose of positivity and pop culture, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on all things social and on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
Yes, Jez, how are you?
Happy Wednesday, Rob.
Happy Wednesday, how's life?
Life is good. We had a great show yesterday.
Amazing show. I mean, really, it's amazing how incredible folks are and how, like, their stories are so compelling and you wouldn't know unless you actually asked them, right?
And I've signed up for a session with the Body Whisperer.
Oh, she was amazing.
She was
truly
amazing. Let's take a look at the rewind.
Coming to you from the EverMedia Studios in Los Angeles, this is EverTalk Live.
Happy Tuesday, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moyer. This is EverTalk Live, bringing you a daily dose of pop culture and positivity that will inspire, empower, and entertain you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on all streaming things social and Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app. I recently met one of the cattlemen's at Craig's. Nobody's surprised. Local haunt in West Hollywood. And he was talking about releasing his latest book. So we picked it up, and on page 10 it said, find a way to look the part even if you can't afford it. So what was great about this is from one of the most powerful television executives of our time. He borrowed $200 from the bank so he could buy 2 suits. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to EverTalk Live. I am so excited to welcome Kayleen Olson to the show. We've got Jerisa Blunt in the house. She's the founder of Go Fly and the author of a very powerful book, #IChooseMe. I'm so excited because the Body Whisperer is in the house. Lauren Roxworth, thanks for being with us today.
Oh, thank you.
And congratulations.
Body Whisperer.
Right?
Cool. Very interesting.
Very interesting. What does that mean?
Well, it just means it's all about tuning in and connecting and really deepening an awareness of our own healing powers.
She's representing one of America's fastest growing companies, Nanomax. By the way, you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
Obviously, you're repping the brand,
Yes,
right?
of course.
As am I today. Thank you for the look.
My book is all about really learning how to connect to those areas of the body that we hold stress and tension. It's all about igniting your deep core, releasing stress, and learning how to use the energy we would use towards stress to actually use it for vitality and connection.
Do you realize personally, this isn't going to work for me anymore? This no longer serves me, and I need to take my power back.
Dating life.
Dating life.
It's always the dating life, and it's like, you know, why do I keep dating these guys that do not see my worth, that do not see how amazing I am? And the truth is that I didn't see how amazing I was, because if I saw how amazing I was, I wouldn't have chosen them.
We are EverTalk Live, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Also available on EverTalk TV on Apple TV and Roku.
That's right. DM us, send us messages, send us Telegram, anything you want, but we'll be here Monday through Friday.
Have a happy Tuesday.
Yes. Oh, I love that, Jez.
So much fun. I was still thinking about #IChooseMe in that conversation.
Right? Fantastic. I love that. Yeah.
So good. And now I've got new reading material.
Man, you are like on a reading rampage right now. Jez.
I've taken a note from this one.
That's
so
a good one.
I'm definitely going to have to pick up the Power Stars. Be sure to check it out, The Body Whisperers.
Wow.
New book. Getting aligned, and also, of course, endorsed by Gwyneth Paltrow.
Wow, that's a pretty big endorsement right there.
Exactly. It's in the community I'm in.
Yeah.
Sign me
It's so
up.
funny because this morning, you know, I go to the gym every morning, and I was literally like working out and doing weights, and I saw everybody using the foam rollers, and I'm like, I really got to get around to doing it. You know, still haven't done it. But
What are you waiting for, Rob?
I'm waiting. I don't know what for. Maybe 30 more minutes of my schedule.
Well, special thanks to the moms yesterday.
Yeah.
You know how much we love our moms. And of course, they are our biggest fans. So my mom called and she said, I just loved watching you and Rob yesterday. What a funny joke. You're like happiness in Hollywood. I was like, that's so true. She's a great one for alliteration.
I was going to say that's, she's cut from the same cloth as obviously you and I, and my mom, because my mom also loves alliteration. And my mom said the same thing. I love this positivity and pop culture thing. It's like more alliteration.
More alliteration.
Yeah.
In fact, my mom believes mantras have to all start with the same word.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it so much easier to remember too.
Yeah. She's like, cute, Colorado. Like, what are you going for, Mom?
She's a poet and
Yeah,
she knows it.
either has to rhyme or all start with the same letter.
I
That
can
is how my
appreciate
mom
that. Yes.
does her mantras.
That's hilarious.
And it
Your
has to be
mom's
3 words.
You know, it's funny because I have a client and he watches all the videos that I do, like the happiest little videos after the show in my car before I go to my client. And he always says, Rob, I've noticed that you use like 3 words each time. They all start with the same letter. It'll be like efficient, effective, and enjoyable. Or, you know, and I'm thinking, oh, you're so right about that. I never noticed that. But yeah, we might be brothers from from the same mother. Sister, brother, sister.
Something like that. I'm really excited because tomorrow I'm going to the Pan Am Experience. Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't. What is that?
Okay, so think OG Howard Hughes Pan Am. Did you ever watch that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Catch Me If You Can. Are you kidding? It's like my favorite movie. I love that movie.
So they are doing a full pop-up live experience where
Wow.
you go into the plane, they serve you in costumes, and you get the full like first-class experience.
What? Are you kidding? Are you even old enough to remember Pan Am, Jess?
No, I saw the movies, but more importantly, what am I going to wear to this?
Yeah, that's
big
incredible.
problems.
Man, that was one of my favorite movies, and I think, you know, not only because it was just so clever, right? In college, it's Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's phenomenal in
Well,
everything
that was
he does.
Aviator, and then there was Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, right, he did. Yes, exactly,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
Right. In Catch Me If You Can, he, you know, pretended to be a Pan Am like pilot. Right? It was a whole thing. So
right.
what was interesting about that movie,
Yeah.
though, too, is that in addition to it being a really smart movie and well produced, they talked a lot about, like, I think about creating your own luck in life, right? And that sort of brings up to the topic of the day, which is like, you know, luck. Like, have you felt like a lucky person in your life, Jess?
You know, there's been chapters in my life where I thought they were especially lucky, and then chapters where I was like, where is the luck? Has it run out? Because for me, I always thought that was something that could run out. Like,
Yes.
you could use up your luck.
Oh my gosh, it's funny you say that. I used to, you know, I played basketball, and I would always be convinced that if I had one good game, I had to like have 20 bad games to make up for it, you know? And so this idea of luck has always fascinated me. I remember reading a book called The Luck Factor, and it was all about what makes people lucky. And it turns out, as probably you've guessed, what makes people lucky, like actually lucky, is that they believe they're lucky.
Oh, well, you know, we have some very lucky guests in
We
the
do.
studio today. I'm so excited to welcome you all. Good morning.
Good morning.
Andre has certainly created his own luck. You may recognize him from CW's Jane the Virgin, and now starring in the upcoming Apple TV Plus original series Ghost Rider. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. Good morning. How are you?
We're so grateful that you're here today. So on EverTalk Live, we want to know, how do you wake up and stay woke in your life?
I actually feel pretty lucky when I wake up and I say thanks. I give gracias, and I just take a moment, I stretch, I kind of, you know, incorporate my day into the new day, and I just feel like I'm so lucky to be alive one more time. You know?
I can
Such a
appreciate that.
blessing.
Absolutely. It's amazing to wake up every day or any day and actually be healthy, that alone, and have shelter and food and water.
I mean, just the fact that you opened your eyes and you have another chance to be as a human being, that's the biggest blessing that we can ever get.
Preach. Love it. Love it, brother.
Mike Drop, the co-founders of the Sand Sisters, are with us this morning. Hello, ladies.
Hi, good morning.
Oh.
So how do you wake up and stay woke in your own life while you're still empowering the youth of Los Angeles?
I like to take my mornings slow, so I do have that moment for myself, because then all day, every day, we're in after-school programs and really servicing LA, so I need to take that moment for myself, and I just lay in bed and scroll. That's the honest truth. That's the truth.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think my mom calls that waking up naturally, you know, not in a rush.
Yeah, and I would love to lay in bed, but I have my morning for me, so I'm up and out at the gym to get my hour of me time in.
Oh, I love it. So what kind of workout do you do at the gym?
I do HIIT workouts.
All right, it's high intensity interval training, right?
Yes, that's me.
awesome.
Kimberly Dawn is back in the house, from a small town girl to an award-nominated country artist. Good morning.
Good morning, you guys. Good to see you.
Oh, you look beautiful as ever. So tell us, is there anything new to your routine? How do you wake up and stay woke?
You know what? So I wake up and I just say, I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful I woke up this morning. And then I actually meditate. So I take time in the morning just when everyone's asleep, because I have a house full of children and a husband, to have that time to myself, and I meditate and just kind of get my day going from there.
Fantastic.
Drink a glass of hot water with lemon and gets me going.
Love it. So when you meditate, what does that look like?
You know what? I just go into a room by myself where it's quiet. And for me right now, I put my little ear pods in, and I just have that. I usually do about 10 minutes a day. And for me, that's probably what I can do right now, because 10 minutes is 10 minutes, and then everybody's up and it's loud, and I need that quiet time to myself. So
Fantastic. I love that. I remember the first time I tried to meditate for like 10 minutes, it was like 9 minutes and 59 seconds that I actually didn't meditate at all. It's like literally 1 second. I remember thinking like, oh,
it's
I'm gonna
hard.
practice.
It's hard because you got to get your mind to calm down.
Absolutely.
Well, Rebecca Zamalo is in the house. Of course, she is a YouTube superstar, actress, activist, and all-around entrepreneur. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning.
Congratulations. 2 streamies and a new lip gloss. This girl is on fire.
It's fun. I love it.
Well, we love watching you. So tell us, how do you and your husband wake up and stay woke?
Well, usually I'm up before my husband. I'm more of a morning person than he is, to be honest. But my morning is pretty structured, actually. I have a morning routine. It's about 30 minutes that consists of a mixture of meditation, visualization, and then journaling. And then I usually try to run after that and get my workout in, because for me, if I don't work out in the morning, it might not happen the rest of the day. So, and I never look at my phone for the first hour too. I started that about 6 months ago, and it's really helped me start my day off right and stay in the right mindset that I want to keep throughout the day.
Wow. Love everything you said there. And I would agree that like not getting on my phone first thing in the morning has just changed my day entirely. It's like you don't wake up in panic mode, like, oh, I gotta check all my emails and scroll through and see, what everybody ate last night for dinner.
Exactly. When those notifications start coming in and you're like, oh God, I woke up already behind.
Totally. Ding, ding, ding. It's like, oh, don't need that.
Well, thank you all so much for being with us. We look forward to continuing the conversation later in the show.
Awesome. All those beautiful, shining, glowing people back there.
They are lucky. We're so lucky.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, like literally, Jez, every day I wake up and I am healthy, that in and of itself. And then I have food and shelter and water. And then I've got so much love in my life. And then I get to do this with you every single day. I mean, it's incredible.
We're cashing in our luck. But what do you do, Rob, when somebody feels like they've run out of luck?
Yeah.
They've used it all up. I was watching the British Bake Off last night. Have you ever seen that show?
I have seen this show.
Oh, it's such a feel-good one for the soul. But, I was watching it. It's, the final competition, and she said, all my luck ran out yesterday.
Yeah.
And all her cakes fell apart, and she had a horrible day, and she was just in tears. And I felt so bad because I thought, well, sweetheart, your luck doesn't ever run out.
Yes.
But she felt like it did.
Oh my gosh, totally. It's interesting you say that. So I had a client the other day, and the client said something very interesting. They had a friend, and the friend, basically her husband died in a car crash. He had a heart attack and he died in a car crash. And she said that she was really trying to help her friend through this, and the friend was feeling really hopeless and helpless. And she said eventually, because she wasn't finding like she was helping her very much through her words, she eventually said to her, it could always be so much worse, hun. It could be so much worse. And the lady was like, how could it be worse? I lost my husband. He had a heart attack in a car wreck. And she said, well, your kids could have been in the car, right? And so, because she could have lost the whole family. And so I think part of it is realizing and recognizing what it is that you still have in your life that you wouldn't trade for even the infinite, like sum of money. Like there's certain things that we all have that are perfectly priceless. Like I would never sell my family members or my friends. I wouldn't sell my creative faculties. I wouldn't sell my ability to walk or to talk or to hear any of my senses. And so sort of getting in touch with that and reminding yourself of that. So I think you start with gratitude. The other thing that you and I talk about a lot, and I think you're really good at this, Jez, and it's building or cultivating optimistic explanatory style, which is a sort of scientific way to describe optimism, but it's really about thinking in more sort of creative, productive, and profitable ways, in ways that support you in your life. And so it's actually a practice, it's actually something that you can begin doing. But I think those two things, sort of gratitude and then actually building optimism as a strength.
I just call that the glass half full.
It is. And it's also about personalizing it though, right? Yeah. So it's like the glass could be half full, but there's gotta be a part of that 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 it's your glass and it's you that's sort of keeping it full.
So, in keeping it full, do
Yeah.
you have any lucky charms?
Oh man, I've always, it's funny, I played sports and I always had like one of those, you got them out of the like candy machines. It was like a rabbit's foot, but it wasn't a real rabbit's foot. But it was like a lucky thing I would keep in my pocket. And then one day, I lost it and I was freaking out.
Freaking out.
Yeah, do you have like lucky charms and stuff?
Well, I do have a few lucky charms that I think are for me. One is this ring I've been wearing. It's from Desert Daisy, and it was a gift to me for hosting the Daytime Emmys. And that to me just meant so much, and so I've been wearing it as my lucky charm just to capture, little light, love, and magic in my life.
You know what's great about this lucky charm is that if somebody acts up, you can give them a lucky punch. It'd be done. Knock them straight out. It's funny, lucky charms, I remember once playing baseball and I had a guy give me a lucky pebble. And I had it in my pocket and I was going through this slump. All of a sudden, I started hitting like crazy. I was like really batting really well. And then one day I discovered that I actually had lost the pebble. And I was still hitting well. And so I remember thinking, is the luck in the pebble or is it in me?
It's all in the number. I have a lucky number.
Do you? What's
17.
That? Why 17?
Well, because a vending machine, when I was little at the Studio 28 movie theater, there was...
I love that you remember the actual studio name.
I do. Have you ever seen those like vending machine games, the arcade games, and it was like a psychic, it was a medium,
Yes.
and you could put your palms on it, and then it would spit out your fortune.
Yeah.
Well, it spit out my lucky numbers, and it said 17. I've rolled with that ever since.
Shut up. You're kidding.
Exactly. Won $500 in Vegas, then lost $500 in Vegas, but lucky number 17.
That's freaking awesome. I love that. It brings up another great point, which is that, part of this book that I read, The Luck Factor, he was talking about creating your own luck. And the first sort of criteria is that you actually believe that you're lucky, right? Because when you believe you're lucky, you actually look for opportunities everywhere, and you believe that within each time, place, and space, there's something there to be mined, right? But the other thing that he said, in addition to believing your own luck, is of course creating your own luck by continuing to persevere and persist even when you feel unlucky.
Oh, absolutely. There's a quote right here. It says, "There are rules to luck. Not everything is chance. To the wise, luck can be helped by skill."
Right, exactly. Like, would you call Michael Jordan lucky? No, I wouldn't call him lucky. Yeah, he had some lucky shots, but the guy put in tens of thousands of hours. Yeah, exactly. So it does speak to the value, I think, of believing that you're lucky and also persisting and persevering in the face of feeling unlucky.
Well, we hope you are all feeling lucky today because we know we are. We're very lucky we get to talk to this special guest, Rebecca Zamalo, coming up next. Good morning.
Good morning.
We'll see you soon. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more on EverTalk Live. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
All I can say to you guys is remember you are not alone. It's that simple. Just keep remembering you are not alone.
We look good. No, you look good. All of us.
We are so hot and humble. You know me, I gotta follow the light.
Yeah, girl. It's all about that light.
I saw that light over there. I said, this must be my light.
What are we doing? You laugh, you
Our producer's messing up the set. Security.
Thank you. That was awesome. I was like, are we going into infomercial already? Where's the 1-800 number? I don't know how we need to have these bloopers. Well, there you have it. Yes. You guys can binge watch all of our episodes on upgradeyourlifetv.com. And on the EverTalk app. Bye, guys. Bye.
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. God. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to EverTalk Live. I am so excited to welcome YouTube superstar, actress, activist, all-around entrepreneur, Rebecca Zamalo. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me. So excited to have you.
Yeah. You have been on fire. Congratulations, 2 Streamy Award nominations.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about that. What does that mean to you? When did you and your husband decide, you know what, we're going to be real game masters and create not only a lifestyle around this, but a business?
Yeah, well, my background was actually in acting, and I ended up having my colon removed and wearing an ostomy bag, and that's what drove me to YouTube, because I could film from the waist up. And from there, it was just studying it, learning it, connecting with an audience, which is so different. And a Streamy Award for me, it just means that my community now sees me as
a creator where I was producing for a long time behind the camera. So it's actually surreal because I'm with people that I've watched for years and like studied and like watched what they did and appreciated everything they've done on the platform. So it's cool.
So this is profound. You have to take me back for a sec there.
Yeah.
With the whole health challenge thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most people would have been devastated and upset and frustrated, and they probably wouldn't have, had the biggest YouTube takeover of all time. But so I wonder, how did you get through that moment? When you discovered that you were going to have your colon removed and ostomy bag.
I wish I could say I was positive the whole time, but I was just as upset as anyone. And I looked for role models to see like what actresses have an ostomy bag, like who in my community has that, and I didn't see anything. So I raised money for a Kickstarter campaign and did a documentary. So I documented my whole journey, which I think was a blessing for me in many ways, but it kept me focused on something, so I couldn't get too stuck in the negative because I was filming everything and I had to keep going. And I had this like focus during what was supposed to be 3 months ended up being 9 months and 3 surgeries. And I mean, I don't know how to explain. It wasn't about not being negative. It was about not staying in the negative and making the choice that wasn't the option. Because you get in that fight or flight mode. Like, we all go through things, and I was in that fight or flight mode, and you make that choice, and it just like not winning or not beating this just wasn't an option.
We were talking at the beginning of the show a little bit about luck.
Yeah.
Did you feel unlucky? Do you feel like you're a lucky person?
I mean, I have to always think, I've chosen to think this way, and I believe a lot of people say this. I think Oprah says it, but you really need to keep that mentality that life is happening for you, not against you. And for me, in that moment, I was miserable. I was upset that I had ulcerative colitis, that other people could get in remission, that my body couldn't. I went on every diet, every medication. I did everything. And so it was very frustrating for me. But now here I am, 4 years later, having come out of it and looking at it like from the outside looking in and realizing that was the biggest blessing for me. But I didn't know it at the time. If you had asked me, yes, I'd be angry. Yes, I would have thought that I was unlucky, that it wasn't working in my favor. But now I can see that it was, because where I am now and with YouTube and creating, it's such a better fit for me because I get to connect with people, because I get to be my own boss, because I get to create and have full control on what I put out to the world.
Let's take a moment to look at some of the wonderful content that you've been creating.
Where am I? Where am I? What is this? Hello? 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 Is anyone here? Hello?
Hey Fam, it's Rebecca, and you guys saw on Steven Shear's video that we are trapped in a jail right now. I found a magnet. We used our shoelaces to get a string and get a key. The key just fell off the magnet, so we're gonna try to get it again so we can escape from the jail. Steven, do you think you got it?
I think I got it this time.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Come on.
Oh, come on. And
Come on,
go.
Get it, come on.
Hang on.
It's so close now.
Go. Here we go. Ready?
Get the key.
Got it.
Okay, got it.
Got it. Slowly.
Got it?
Wait for it. Yes. I got the key.
I got the key. Give the video a thumbs up so we can escape. We need all the help we can get.
Yes.
Hilarious. I love that you had the old school magnet on top of it. That was dope.
So I'm obsessed with escape rooms. I've done over 50. I feel like escape rooms are so good for people, especially for like this next generation. And I feel like my channel is essentially an escape room in real life. And for me, escape rooms represent where I think learning needs to kind of move into, versus like there's one way, this is the right way of thinking. Whereas an escape room, everyone gets to show their strengths. So I'm very visual and like colors, but there's some people that are really great at puzzles, and there's some people that are really good at like finding hidden things. And so you really need a group to complete an escape room, because everyone has a different type of genius.
Oh, I think this is fantastic. I just love this metaphor of an escape room, and of life really, to a large extent, being an escape room. And the importance of like not just learning sort of what to think, but how to think, right? And you've also mentioned like, you know, having a team. So who's been part of your team, who's inspired you and helped sort of maybe teach you how to think in sort of creative ways and positive ways?
Yeah, I mean, obviously my husband, who was there when I was very sick, we've been together since I was a teenager, and so he really saw me being healthy, to me getting sick, to me having to go through this surgery where we didn't really know what was happening. It was like rolling the dice every surgery, and where it became life or death, you know, where you're at that point to now where we're getting to build this company. So I'd say he's my number one for sure. And I think I've been lucky enough to surround myself. I really just, after my surgery, I made a conscious decision to keep people around me that inspired me or I left feeling good. And when you get to a place where you really don't know and you're tested on like life or death, and not everyone's there, and you don't have to get to the point I was to get to this point or to get to that place. I only wanted things that served me at that point, and I wanted to, you know, live to the fullest. And all of those energy vampires or those people that didn't believe in you, they didn't matter anymore, because I wasn't like, my life wasn't revolved around them. It was revolved around living the best life that I could, you know, while I was here.
You have to be conscious of #ZamFam. Right? The people you keep closest, but then you're millions and millions of fans worldwide. Is there anything that you choose not to share with them? Because you've been so incredibly vulnerable, which I truly admire, but is there anything that you feel like you need to protect?
I mean, obviously, we were daily vlogging at one point, where we shared our lives every single day, and it wasn't that I'm very open, so sharing is not the issue, but more of leaving our relationship to be our relationship versus filming. And those things, when you are a daily vlogger, get intertwined and confusing. And so it becomes like, am I doing this for the vlog, or am I doing this for the relationship? You know, like you know, your fans like to see this. So are you cuddling because your audience likes you to cuddle? Are you cuddling because you want to cuddle with your husband? And so, so it's like we really made that conscious decision to not vlog our lives. So there's definitely a separation, and that for us helped us a lot in this world where everything is shared and open. So I think that's the biggest thing, is like my relationships.
Well, congratulations also on the launch of your product, this incredible lip gloss. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so the Fam Lipgloss is, so a lot of my stuff is like celebration, and you know, for me, I focus on the positive, and I want to, and there is so much negative, but what I want when people watch my videos or interact with me, I know that negativity is there. I'm not trying to pretend it's not. Obviously, people have seen me cry, people have seen me at my lowest, but like choosing to stay positive, choosing to step back, choosing to appreciate the things, because there are things every day that you can be grateful for. And so this lip gloss is just Fam. It's happy. It smells like birthday cake.
It's the best part right there for me.
And, and it's definitely sheer. And so anyone can wear it. You can wear it with different, I mean, I'm wearing more of a red, but I can like gloss it on top. And it's just something fun. And I hope that when they get it and they put it on, maybe that lip gloss will make them think like, I'm special. I can be weird. I can be crazy. I can be myself, and that's okay. But
I love it, and it's a great reminder to celebrate life.
Yeah.
Right, because you never know how much of it you have left.
For sure.
Especially if it tastes like birthday
Mm.
cake.
Yes.
Please tell everyone where they can get this incredible lip gloss, and follow you, of course, if they're not already.
Yeah, you can go to RebeccaZamolo.com. That's my website, and you can get it. And all of my social media is at Rebecca Zamolo, and I'm on all the platforms, so you know.
Well, fingers crossed for your streamies.
Oh, thank you.
You've got my
Thank
vote.
you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more on EverTalk Live. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
my life is really great.
This is a great day.
I have Brian Regan's at my house. I'm making lamb shanks tonight for dinner. We're going to Disney on Ice tomorrow night. Christmas is coming up.
Woo!
I'm a millionaire.
You gonna jump on
What
the couch?
fuck? I'm partying
You're definitely
pretty hard.
famous.
I feel good. Does life get better? I don't think
I
so.
love this.
I'm a very, very, right now I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
I hope this is like all gonna, no, selfishly, I hope this is all gonna like come to me.
I'm lucky. If you stick around me enough, I'll get you lucky.
I feel like some people have magic. I know that's weird, but you know that neurologists have this idea that they can almost quantify like a magnetism that leaves your brain when you have a thought.
Yeah.
And like you actually like omit an energy. Like a lot of people like believe in really smart people believe this.
Yeah, I believe
This is
that.
not-
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV. Welcome back to EverTalk Live. We are live in Los Angeles. You may recognize our next guest from CW's Jane the Virgin, starring now in the Apple TV Plus new series Ghostwriter. Andres, help me with the rest.
Mejia Vallejo.
Oh, man.
It's a difficult one. I should change it.
It's a beautiful name.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful, but it's hard to pronounce.
As beautiful as you. Mr.
Thank you.
Colombia.
You guys are the best.
Oh.
Yeah, imagine that. I never thought I was going to be Mr. Colombia.
Wow.
It happened so sudden. I was in a contest in the United States to become Mr. USA because I'm also an American citizen. And I didn't win. So I spoke to the contest in Poland and I said, hey guys, do you have a Colombian already in the contest? And they said, no, we don't. And I said, okay, well, I have a difficult name, but I'm very nice.
Let me represent.
I would love to compete. Wow. And I did. And it went great, and I met great people, and it was a beautiful experience for first time in Europe. And I won Mr. Friendship or Miss Congeniality.
Oh, wow. It's a good one to win.
I can't say I'm surprised by
No.
that. Your smile is contagious. And
Thank you.
Would you consider yourself lucky? Your story is so interesting. Coming to the U.S. 19 as an immigrant with $1,000 in your pocket.
It's been a lot. It's been a great journey. And you know what? Before I talk about my journey, the reason why I'm here is because I really want to influence. I really want to inspire people. Not only with my story, but with the things that I want to achieve and I want to accomplish with my art and with my career. And it's been a long journey. I got to Miami, I was 19, I spoke no English, I had some money in my hands, but I had my drive and my adrenaline and my enthusiasm for life. And I went for it, and things have been happening. Now we have Ghostwriter, as we all know, and I just want to touch people's essence, you know, and...
So take us back there for a sec. What exactly, when you got to the States, and you're in Miami, what was like the first job that you took in order to just keep things moving?
I have a funny story. It was a souvenir store on Lincoln Road, and it was my first day. I was a salesperson, and I got this client from Europe, and she asked me if I had fitting rooms, and I had no idea what a fitting room was. And so as a good actor, I was like, I gotta save this. I said, I'm sorry, we don't have any more. We ran out of them, but we'll get some more next week. And she looked at me and she's like, oh, you have no idea what you're talking about. 2 minutes later, she saw the line and it reads dressing rooms. And I'm thinking, dressing room, fitting room, there you go. So it was great because I was young and I had so much energy, but it was difficult. I was always on the phone. My mom was always, are you okay? Do you have money? Yes, I do, but not really. I didn't.
I had the same conversation many times.
I didn't want to ask for money, you know? It was my decision to come to the States, to make a life by myself, and I did it on my own, you know?
So when did you feel like things started to shift? Like you hit a tipping point sort of in terms of like, the acting and the entertainment business?
There was always a little moment of validation. Whether I was speaking better English, or I got a better job, or I got a little raise, or someone came up to me and gave me that energy and told me, don't leave the country, you can make it stay. There was always a little turning point. But of course, when I became a publicist for Universal Music, and I got to work with Nelly Furtado and all these big people, and then I became a producer for Univision Networks in Miami. And I started to see all the things that I could actually do. And I was raised, my mom was like a trooper, she was always very disciplined. Then in Miami, things weren't great, but I wanted to do acting. I knew I was an actor. So I drove from Miami to LA. It took me 18 days on the road by myself.
I've done that twice. It's no joke. It's no joke.
How long did it take you?
39 hours. But I did it with my brother, and I would sleep. He would drive. I would never do it
It
again.
was a great experience, and I got to learn so much about you guys' country. I don't know if you guys are from here, but it's beautiful. So yeah, there was always a little moment of validation, and it still there is. Like today, this is a moment of validation for me. Life is telling me you're with these great people in this great TV show, exposing your story, and it's like, all right, check, keep going, Andres, don't give up. It's not easy, being from a different country, not having family here.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
For that.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your new series, Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider, it's a great show. I'm so happy I'm part of it. Apple TV Plus. It's a reboot from a show in the 90s.
Oh yeah, it was such a legacy story.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you guys see it, or you gonna know about it? Yeah, I didn't. I'm Colombian, so I didn't grow up here. Anyway.
Well, I wasn't quite old enough either to see it. Obviously.
It's a horrible life.
We shot in Toronto.
Yeah.
First time in Canada. It's a great story. It's a sci-fi. I don't know if you guys believe in life after death, but it's kind of like along those lines. It's a group of kids, 4 kids, that come across a phantom and in a bookstore, and they name the Ghost Rider because it communicates through words. Thanks to the ghost, we encounter all these fictional characters, and then the kids have to team up to solve a bunch of different unsolved businesses. They also flash back in time, and that's when they basically see me. I play young Grandpa Ernesto, who is a key character in the whole storyline. And and then when they kind of dive into this adventure of traveling back and forth between time, that's when they go back in time and they see me.
I believe we have a look at the official trailer
We
for
do.
the reimagined Ghost Rider.
Let's see.
Take a peek. Oh, well, we will show that later.
Later.
Be sure to find it on YouTube though, because it's incredible.
It's really nice.
So excited about that
It's really
series.
cute. It's really cute. It's very alive. It's very colorful. It's a kids show, but I keep saying it's also very family oriented.
What do you love most about your character?
The fact that he is very, very extremely nice and humble, and he doesn't have a drop of evilness in him. And I think that's very difficult to find nowadays, not to feel evil at some points in your life. And honestly, if you look at the whole performance of my character, both mine and older grandpa, we are very nice. And it's just very sweet to see a grandfather being so nice.
Rumor has it you're also launching a new swimwear collection.
Yeah, that's actually a good rumor, and I brought something for you.
Oh, wow.
I got a few.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So what's so special about, you can hold that one.
Oh, yes, Rob, we're doing a photo shoot.
What's so special about this is that they all have a hidden pocket inside.
Oh.
Remember you were talking about losing your lucky
I
star?
was. That's true. I wouldn't lose it now.
As an athlete, which I'm sure you are, I heard you used to play basketball
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
I usually go run. I get off my car and go run. Where do I put my key fob? My car keys and stuff. So it comes in handy. It really does. Even watches, rings, necklaces, earrings. It's called 69 DGS, like 69 degrees. That's the website, 69dgs.com. I'm very creative.
You are.
It's hard for me not to just put my hands on something new, even though like I have their show right now, but I always want to create more.
Well, we look forward to following your journey, your very creative journey. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow.
Yeah, well, you guys can find, you guys can find my difficult name everywhere, every platform is the same, Andres Mejia Vallejo. If you can't find that name, just go to Instagram, 69DGS, and you'll see pictures of me, and then you can find me like that.
Perfect. I got a feeling they're mostly going to be going to that section.
Yeah,
for multiple
sure.
reasons.
And of course, very soon on Apple TV Plus's original series Ghost Rider. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on EverTalk Live.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Who are 5 people that are the wind beneath your wings and in creating your legacy?
Wow. Wow. That is...
They can be living or past.
I know. This is like, I don't want to cry. Like seriously, it's like, Like when you
Tears of joy.
Like no, it's like you feel it right here. It's like oh man, this is really tough for me. I had to say, you know, Elaine McMahon, Elaine Howard, Pam Howard, Michael Jackson, Joseph Jackson, and my mother. I mean, they're really important to me, and they protect me, and they kept me safe.
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. Welcome back to EverTalk Live. I'm so excited to have Kimberly Dawn back with us. Congratulations on your latest nomination.
Thank you.
Music.
First of all, thank you for having me back, you guys. I'm so
Love having you.
excited. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much, and thank you.
So tell us everything you've been up to.
Oh, it's been a busy year. I've been going back and forth from Nashville quite a bit. I've been writing. I'm working on an EP, and I'm actually heading back in a couple of weeks to Nashville to actually record the EP. And then I have a single coming out in January. So it's been a busy year.
Can you share with us with the title of the EP and the single?
Well,
is
the
it working
single that's coming out in January, it's actually called Nashville, so I will share that with you. I don't have a title yet for the EP. I'm going back to record it, so I think we'll just kind of figure that out when I'm there.
Last time you were on the show, you know, we talked a lot about boys and girls.
Yeah.
And your kids. And since then, of course, I've fallen in love with another single of yours, Dancing in the Dark.
Thank you so much.
Tell us a little bit about that song in particular and what inspired it.
So it's so funny because a lot of my songs are inspired by my life or other people's lives. And that song really wasn't inspired by anything. It just kind of was like an idea that I had, and I wrote it with a co-writer, and we kind of came up with that song, and it just turned into this really fun, I wanted a really fun song, and going back to days of being a teenager, and just, you know, reminiscing about that. So that's kind of how that song was born.
Well, before you were busy, you know, training with the likes of Martina McBride, you were a small town girl in Canada, right?
Yeah.
So remind our audience a little bit about your journey, what brought you to LA, and maybe the luck that you really had.
Okay. So, you know, I moved out to Los Angeles when I was 18, and I grew up on a farm. I'm one of 8 children. And my parents still live on that farm. It's a small little town, 1,000 people. And I've always had this innate, I don't know what you want to call it, where fearless kind of, where I just kind of jump into things sometimes, not always thinking about it. And when I decided to come to LA, it was kind of like, I'm going to go there. I just want to be there. I want to explore this other side. And I came not really knowing what to expect, which is good, because sometimes when you don't know what to expect, you just go in and you're just like, okay, I'm going to make this happen. But then I got married young, and I had all my children by the time I was 30. And it was kind of at that point that I decided I really want to jump back into music. So I've just been plugging away and doing it and just feeling like, you know, this has been a really good year for me. And when you talk about luck, I look at it more as I feel like I've let go of a lot of things instead of trying to control a situation, and reminding myself that at the end of the day, God has my back, and I need to trust in Him, and I have to have that faith and know that everything is going to work out the way that it's going to work out, and probably even better than what I want it to be.
Oh, just love that. So good.
You
It's so
know?
good. So that fearlessness, you definitely attach it directly to your faith.
I do, I definitely do, because when you let go of fear, everything just works. Yeah. It's easier said than done, as we all know, but when you really truly do let go of that fear and you just trust in a higher being, whatever that may be, I just feel like everything just works.
It's fantastic, and it's so interesting to me because I've thought a lot about this fear and faith thing, and I think a lot of people are afraid of being fearless because they're afraid they're going to get themselves in trouble. Like there's almost this idea that fear works somehow, worry works somehow, and of course that's not true. But has this fearlessness ever gotten you into trouble?
I'm sure it did as a teenager.
Some point,
sure
huh?
it did.
Yeah.
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 So, but yeah, I just feel like this is, like I said, it's been a good year, but it's been a lot of me learning how to let go and just trust. And sometimes things work out and sometimes they go in a different direction, but I have to be able to just kind of maneuver with that and know that there's something better coming along. I love Gabby Bernstein. She talks about how obstacles are actually, you know, just a detour in the right direction. Yeah. So I remember that, and I'm always like, okay, if this doesn't work out, something else is coming along.
Oh, I love that. One of my favorite quotes, there's no such thing as retreat, just advancing in a different direction.
I
right?
love
Same
that.
idea.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. So what do you do when you are feeling a little bit frustrated and you feel like things aren't working out? Is there a practice that you sort of lean into, or is there somebody in your life that helps to remind you to keep the faith?
Yeah, I mean, meditating has been a big blessing for me. You know, I pray in the morning, and then I thank God for just being alive and being here on this earth and for all my blessings. And then I meditate. And meditation, I mean, I'll do it in the morning, but sometimes I come home in the afternoon and I do it. I'll do it at night. If I'm just feeling, you know, maybe discouraged, we all feel discouraged at times. And I feel like that just kind of centers me back to remembering it's all gonna be okay.
I manifest and sit there and think, who's gonna slow dance with me in the dark?
Keep the faith.
Manifest it, girl.
Boys and girls, Kimberly, well, please tell everyone where they can find and follow and get your music.
Well, you can find me, official Kimberly Dawn. I'm on all social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can find me. And you can also stream me on Spotify too, and Apple Music.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be back more in EverTalk Live.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Welcome to the show. Today we have Life Master Tony Lanning. Oh, today we have a very special guest, Alon Torres. Today we have a very special guest, Mark Harari, on the show, and he is, you have really inspired me because you walk the walk, you talk the talk.
It's never too late, no matter what your age. Doesn't matter if you're young, it doesn't matter if you're older.
You know, over the last 10 plus years, 12 years, it's been this journey where as I was continuing to help others, I was helping myself. You know, as I went deeper, I was able to bring people deeper.
But you've got to put it aside. You've got to put
Right,
it
that's aside
aside
one of his tips is leave the at the door.
Drop it at the door.
But we can't give you too many more little tips because we're going to give away the whole thing. But there is a video if you click below.
I'm Life Master Tony Lanning.
Yay! See how easy that was?
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to EverTalk Live. I am so excited to welcome Primetime Emmy Award winner Kim Estes to the show. Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, no. I thank you guys for
know,
having me on the show. Thanks.
I thought
pleasure, Bob.
Thanks,
you were going to
Jessamine.
bring the Emmy. In fact, you wore
You
it
did.
instead.
I wore her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put her in the car. I take her everywhere. I take her to lunch. If somebody wants to go on a coffee date, set her on the table. And then when we're having lunch or we're having coffee, whoever is part of the wait staff, I tell them to take her back to the kitchen and then have people take their pictures with her. Just have your way with her. And then get your pictures done, your selfies, and do that, and then bring her out. And bring her back.
It's a
She's
great
not
way to
going
start
anywhere.
a conversation, end a conversation. It's like better than the mic drop. It's the
That's
Emmy
right.
drop.
It's the Emmy drop. Just set her on the table, and then the crowd just, all the eyes in the restaurant just go, wow, is that real, or what is it? So it really, I think for the people who have never seen one up close, I think it's powerful.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's a little inspiration for people.
Tell us about the powerful moment when you actually received the Emmy.
There's nothing like that. I mean, because, of course, you think they called the wrong name, but it's like, well, if they did, I'm going to go up there real quick and get it.
And run.
Yeah,
And
correct me later. if I'm wrong.
I'm going to grab that thing right now. But it was one of those moments. I had my whole family in the audience, and it was magical. We knew we had a 1 in 6 shot at it, and we did not know how powerful that 1 in 6 was. So there were a lot of people who, I call it the gift. People don't like to call it that, but I think I've been gifted with something that I need to share with a lot of people who have never seen it, who need to be inspired by it, and who want to live their lives in a fashion where, you know, this just might happen.
Yeah. What do you think your signature gifts or strengths are that's led you to winning the Emmy?
Probably communication, thoughtfulness, mindfulness, sharing, taking the time to listen, which is a big deal these days, to listen to what people have to say without being judgmental. So I think those things are extremely powerful.
Interesting. Who taught you that?
My dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beatings continued.
Yeah, that's normally the way it works.
Until the morale improved. I grew up over here on Arlington and 36,
Oh, really?
so right in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Near Lamert Park, Crenshaw District.
And before you became an Emmy Award-winning actor, you served in the military.
Yeah, I did a lot of things. I went to the Merchant Marine Academy in Vallejo, California. So I graduated with an engineering degree and a license and a certificate to sail on oil tankers or other ships, freighters, all around the world. And so I sailed on ships for 14 and a half years. At the same time, I took my commission as an ensign in the United States Naval Reserve. So as I was sailing and fulfilling my obligation to the United States Navy, I learned a lot. And then I went to the corporate world for another 10 years. And I became head of environment, health, and safety for a major Fortune 500 corporation, ARCO, Atlantic Richfield Company, which was right here in Los Angeles. And then we got purchased by British Petroleum, and then it gave me a little window, never retired, but it gave me a little window to pursue something that was right here. I mean, I grew up down there. This is Hollywood, and I had never approached it. So I started from scratch. I got the Actors Book for Dummies, and I started reading that thing and said, do this, pitch your resume, shotgun submissions to agents, and then that was it. Somebody bit, and it took off from there.
Wow.
Sounds like perhaps you were lucky.
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm the luckiest boy on the planet. Come on.
I got a feeling you worked pretty hard too.
Who wouldn't feel lucky sitting right here with y'all? Who wouldn't?
Oh, thank
Absolutely magical.
for that. So tell us a little bit about this very special race. This
Oh
governor's
yeah,
race that you're in.
I decided I'd throw my my name in the hat, and you know, there are wonderful people who inspire me and people who believe that sometimes change is good. And I did not win the governor's race this time, but there will be another time that we will enter back into that fray, and we will be successful.
And
I
this
just
is
know it.
For the Academy.
This is Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Performers Group Governor. Each group has their own governors that represent the whole body of the Academy, the directors, the board of directors. And so I entered into the race. I was picked to be on the Performers Group Executive Committee, and then from there I went and challenged the incumbent in the race for governor. With a learning experience. Sometimes you just got to jump in.
Yeah, sure.
And the race was good. It benefited a lot of people. We learned more about the system. And next time, I think we'll be a little bit better prepared.
The landscape of entertainment is changing so drastically, so
Quickly. Yes, it is.
So what is the change that you hope to make?
You know, there were a lot of topics that came up when you enter a campaign and you start talking about what's important. We have actors with disabilities, performers with disabilities that possibly need, I would say, more discussion needs to be centered around them with regards to writers, producers, directors, and the availability just being visible with those people, those different groups within the Academy. And I think that's a big deal. You know, and it's not one of those things where you call it leveling the playing field. I think you brighten the exposure on our performers with disabilities and engage them with others who might see them as pertinent to their script or their movie or their film. I believe that needs to happen. There's no doubt about it.
Love that. What's that greatest or biggest dream you have for yourself now at this point?
Besides world peace.
Yeah.
You know, I always kid my writer friends. I said, write me a part for a bad guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a bad guy.
I want to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
I know. But I just, I've been the good guy. I'm a nice guy, really. I am. And it rings true. I was just on a set yesterday morning at 5 o'clock. Well, I'm not really a nice guy, but I want to be a bad guy. I want to be the good guy that turns bad and nobody sees it coming.
And then put an Emmy in your other hand.
Oh,
there you go.
Dueling Emmys.
Double fisting.
Come on.
Yes.
Do you think if I brought both of those to a restaurant, I'd get some attention?
Listen, I think an Emmy and an Oscar.
There you go.
Okay,
Why not?
then let's think beyond. Let's just move beyond.
Dreamer.
We're there.
I love it.
We're there.
I'm a believer.
Oh, you know what? And Grammy. And a Grammy too.
Oh, all the things.
I just recorded. I just recorded 2 audiobooks. So
really?
let's just push those forward.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I did one for a friend of mine actually who went to the Maritime Academy with me. Jeff Mudgett. It was called Bloodstains, and Jeff Mudgett is the great-great-grandson of a serial killer called H.H. Holmes from Chicago, or Herman Webster Mudgett. So I just did that for him. So let's think Grammy. Let's talk right outside the box here.
Okay.
Why not? Have one of each.
That's right.
There you go.
And Unchained My Heart by Lisa Mohibian. I just did her book about the guy who wrote that song for Ray Charles.
Oh, wow.
And his life story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to somebody writing the book about your life story.
Well, that is so nice of you.
Oh, please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
Okay, you can find me at the Kim Estes. That's the Instagram hit. And then, of course, my website is www.sagtalent.com. SAGTALANT.
Fantastic.
And then if you just Google me, I just pop up like a bad penny. Like someone that's in the dryer.
Get away.
You took it out of the washing machine and
Still
then it went
there.
into the dryer. You took it out before you put the clothes in, and then you hear the clink, clink, clink later on.
That's not a bad penny, that's a lucky penny in my book.
Amen. And it's clean and shiny.
Great, it is. Oh, by that time.
Yeah,
By all means.
exactly.
Thank you all for having me today. It's such a pleasure.
We appreciate you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more on EverTalk Live.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
My life is really great.
This is a great day.
I have Brian Regan's at my house. I'm making lamb shanks tonight for dinner. We're going to Disney on Ice tomorrow night. Christmas is coming up.
Woo!
I'm a millionaire.
You gonna jump on
What
the couch?
fuck? This is I'm partying
You're definitely
pretty hard.
famous.
I feel good. Does life get better? I don't think.
I love this.
I'm a very, very. Right now, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
I hope this is like all gonna. No, selfishly, I hope this is all gonna like come to me.
I'm lucky. If you stick around me enough, I'll get you lucky.
I feel like some people have magic. I know that's weird, but you know that neurologists have this idea that they can almost quantify like a magnetism that leaves your brain when you have a thought.
Yeah.
And like you actually like omit an energy. Like a lot of people like believe in really smart people believe this.
Yeah,
Not me.
I believe
this
that.
Is not
EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to EverTalk Live. We are here with Dr. Janelle Kim. She's the founder of JBK Wellness Labs, and of course talking about the 8 keys to success, not only in business,
That's
in
right.
love, being at peace with our surroundings.
This is
How
the
did
truth.
you master that for yourself?
How did I master that? My goodness, a lot of credit. Now I feel uncomfortable, I might have to leave. No, I certainly have not mastered that, but certainly I can say it's something I utilize a lot in my life. This 8 keys of success really encompass and incorporate Eastern philosophy. And so my mentor, my greatest mentor, who was my master, let's say, in some sense of the word, especially since we're talking about the East, right? He certainly instilled some very powerful East Asian philosophies into my life, which he learned from his master, and so on and so forth. That the most important thing I think I have to share is how to incorporate those philosophies and make them applicable to everyday life. You know, as a mother, as a working mother, I run my company with my husband, have 2 young kids, close to family. So how do we do all of this? And really understand how to have success of our life. And what I like to think of as 3 main aspects, which are your health, relationships, and your career, right? And so there's so much more than that, but it kind of fits in those 3.
Well, I'll admit, I feel like one of the 3 is always suffering in
Yes,
my life.
understood.
If things are going great in my career, they're going horrible with my love and relationships.
Got it,
If it's
Jasmine.
great health, my business isn't going so well.
Right? Understood. And that's exactly what I wish to share, something that we all understand. I certainly understand that as well. So how do we, in this life that is certainly so beautiful, of course,
but a life that truly does have a lot of challenges, and that's just the truth, especially the state of where things are at right now. There's a lot of imbalance as we look around, and I don't think there's anyone that would not acknowledge that. So how do we balance with that? And that's the key, and that's what I wish to share. There's a beautiful visual that I think really just sums it all up, and in my mind, I literally think of this, okay? And so it's the understanding of be like bamboo. Sounds very philosophical, right?
Yes.
Sometimes people say, Janelle, if you walked in and had a long beard with like, and I said, sometimes I should do that one day, just come and rip it off. I'm like, yeah. But that's not the point. So be like bamboo. The power of that, the strength of that is so powerful. It's rooted but flexible. Oftentimes in this society in particular, we feel that to be strong, to achieve what we want to achieve, to have success of our health, of our relationships, of career, we have to be so strong and tough. And I like to think of that as like a stiff board, hard, right? And we can only get somewhere so far doing that. When you're so stiff and hard, sometimes life hits you. And if it hits you too strong, too many times, or just the right way, you break. But bamboo, in the Eastern philosophy, is the strongest. It's rooted, but the storms can come, the winds can come. And even though it can bend all the way to the ground, as soon as that storm passes, you bounce back. And so how is that applicable in our life? Health, career, relationships. It's that we have to balance and be flexible. And there's so much strength in that. When to do, when not to do, right? And so in health, let's take diet. It's an easy one to, everyone understands this. The extremes is what we have to stay away from, right? We diet is not consistent. To find that balance, that flexibility, so we can be consistent. In relationships, I've been with my husband now, we're going on 10 years of being married, together 15.
Yeah.
We work together, we're close all the time. So how do we do it? It's the balance in every single day. It's become a habit for us now, that communication, that flexibility of each other, always being rooted, knowing what's important, okay? And so that certainly goes into our relationship area. Knowing that we can't control anything but ourselves.
I love this, and sort of make so many great points here. And the one thing that strikes me is that most people, like sort of to Jeslin's point, they maybe have one area of their life going well, but not the other. And they also think that there are certain principles that apply to business, for instance.
Yes.
And they feel that maybe they need to be very strong and assertive. That in their love life, maybe they need to be very different, and maybe that's part of the flexibility. But would you say that overall, is that a great challenge for people, that they're sort of trying to do one thing in one area of their life, and they're sort of turning on the switch for like strength and aggressiveness or assertiveness, and in their other area of their life, they're sort of trying to do the same thing, and so they're getting different results? Or talk just a little bit about that. Like, how do you make all this work? Because it can become very complicated very quickly.
Yes, you better believe that. And so that's why I bring us back for a second to that understanding of that bamboo. Even in career, that has certainly gotten us to where we are. We have ways to go, it's never ending. But the success that my husband and I have received and achieved in the lab area of what we do also comes with this understanding of being flexible. Had I not been flexible, my ultimate wish in career when I was going to school, studying hard, becoming a doctor of Eastern medicine, I thought I was gonna have clinics, and that was my wish, to treat patients. And then my life kept kind of pushing me towards having a lab, doing things outward, like with the world. And so one day I changed my perspective, and I think that has a lot to do with it. Having the balance and opening your perspective and looking at things a little bit different. Why do I keep thinking, why am I not in clinic? Why don't I think, why is life taking me down this road? Now I can look at the world as my clinic and look at how far that's taking us. So it's that understanding of having that balance, that gratitude, making sure that we never miss the door of opportunity in love, in career, in relationships. Knowing that it's hard when you try to think of all of them as separate. And that's why, to me, I kind of break it down to 3, and then those 3 break down to the 1. Be balanced, find the flexibility. Look at each situation, take a moment, take a breath, calm. Look at each situation rooted in a rooted way. How do I handle this in a balanced manner? And at first it is challenging. That's the truth. And the more we are able to utilize this, the more it becomes part of our daily life. I love to say, there was a time when I have young children. I have my nephew right now is turning 1. He's learning to walk. Right now, every time he takes a step, somewhere in his brain has to think of how to walk, how to take that step. But pretty soon, do we wake up in the morning and think how to breathe? Do we wake up, or when you're walking down the street, do you have to think of each step? No, because it's become a habit for yourself. And so it really is just taking a moment to take a breath, look at the situations you're in, having faith in the connectivity of the universe or higher power, knowing that the only thing we can control is our choice. We choose whether to move forward. We choose whether to choose the correct thing or not in this lifetime.
I love that. It does sort of remind me of some other metaphors around, like the bamboo is that, it's hollow, right? So
That's
it's a
exactly
channel.
right. You know this.
Right, and it also floats. And so that
Yes.
also, sort of speaks to the power of sort of relaxation,
Absolutely.
right? And the ways in which you can actually sort of rise
Yes,
to
that's
the occasion.
the hollow. That's absolutely part of the understanding of bamboo. In fact, one thing that's actually part of our logo in many aspects of our career is an Enso circle. right? And that's that circle you see in Asian art sometimes, and it means from nothing, you have everything. It's learning how to do, in some sense, you have to balance, that's the balance, the yin and yang, the active, the sitting, the calm, the hard, the soft, when to do, when not to do, right? And so in that sense, by understanding that and taking each moment in every aspect of our life, having gratitude, opening ourselves up, we'll know how to act a little bit more. And certainly we can go much more in depth and don't have the time as in these 8 keys, but.
Well, I look forward to reading
Yes.
your book. I know you're busy
Thank you.
working
That's
on.
right, I am working on a book.
So tell
Yes.
everyone where they can find and follow you and
Yes.
when they can purchase your book.
Thank you so much. So I have a website called JanelleKim.com. It's definitely a great place to be able to find me and what I have to share. And I'm certainly on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn at Janelle M. Kim. So
Fantastic.
yes, definitely.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for
Thank
having
you.
me here again.
We
I really
appreciate your
appreciate
So
both
grateful
of you.
for you.
Stay tuned.
thank
We'll be back with
you.
more on EverTalk Live.
All I can say to you guys is remember you are not alone. It's that simple. Just keep remembering you are not alone.
We look good. All of us. We are so hot and humble. You know me, I gotta follow the light.
Yeah, girl.
It's all about that light. I saw that light over there. I said, this must be my light. What are we doing? You laugh, you story. Our producer's messing up the set. Security.
Thank you. That was awesome. I was like, are we going into infomercial already? Where's the 1-800 number? I don't know how we need to have these bloopers. Well, there you have it. Yes. You guys can binge watch all of our
episodes on upgradeyourlifetv.com and on the EverTalk app. Bye, guys. Bye.
EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to EverTalk Live. I am here with two incredible sisters bringing power back to our youth with Girl Powerful. Thank you so much, Sand Sisters, for being with us today. Tell us a little bit about what was the genesis for this movement.
So we're the co-founders of Sand Sisters LA, which is a youth empowerment nonprofit and designed to give girls the tools, social and emotional tools, to build a strong sense of self. So Teddy and I basically created this curriculum because we want to be the people we needed when we were younger. So we were alone after school a lot, and so we were like, from the hours of 3 to 6, we know kids are at their most vulnerable, so let's create a really impactful program for girls specifically. To give them the tools to be awesome humans.
Oh, fantastic. I love this idea of sort of being the change that you want to see in the world, right? So you mentioned some tools. Like, what exactly are those tools and how do they help kids?
So we do 10-week after school programs. So every class starts with a word of the day, like respect, community, self-worth, those kind of things. And then we dive into it. And that's actually where our book comes in. And it is a tangible tool. So for example, girls don't take risks. So we have a risk-taking workshop that we teach because just like that's what's going on with the kids. They're just not, like, girls in the past haven't ever had like the confidence in themselves to like raise their hand in class or to public speak or to ask for a raise or all those things that's going on in the media right now. It's very true, and we're seeing that in our youth.
So how are you truly creating that connection? Because it's a very powerful conversation I know people have been having for decades, but how are you really translating that into actionable steps?
Well, yeah, because we hear the girls are like, we hear self-love, self-care all the time. It's like really hit big since 2016. But that's why we wanted to publish our workbook, because every single page has an affirmation that they can practice positive self-talk. It has actual tangible tools to do self-reflection work, work. And then it has an action at the bottom to do it in real life. So it's like you have your positive self-talk, you know what it means now, the word, and then go do it in real life and see how you feel.
Oh, so I love all the exercises in the book, especially the self-reflection exercise. And there was one question that I saw that I just love, that I wish I would have been asked when I was a child, which was, what makes you happy?
Right?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. It's that simple, but no one takes the time to ask each other that.
So what kind of responses do you get to that question, right? Everything.
Like no one is asked that.
Yeah.
So like that's the whole point, is like a prevention program. So we don't get to 30 and 40 and 50 and have to end up every weekend in a women's circle crying. Like, because like LA, we even host women's circles and we love them, but we were like, we should be happy and like on a roller coaster at the beach right now, not like diving into what didn't happen or happened to us.
And I know this is a conversation that's happening here in Los Angeles, but it's also nationwide with other chapters in the Midwest. What are some of the transformations you've seen with each of these girls in these areas?
One of our girls we've had for 5 years, so since the very beginning of our program, and she used to not even be able to look you in the eye and talk to you. She'd look at the ground, she'd shrug her shoulders, she was so just not confident, and her mother just like praises us for working with her and turning her into this really confident girl who believes that girls can do anything and she can do anything.
Wow, fantastic. So who believed in you guys that you've kind of come to a place now where you're able to teach other people?
Yeah.
A 5th grade teacher, Miss McCune, she honored me in the like local newspaper, and I was like, oh, wow, she sees me. Wow, that's really special.
And she also showed you pictures, because we grew up in Missouri, and it's like the country. And she would show, like, bring Teddy back and show her pictures of her whitewater rafting and like going to all the national
share
parks.
Her personal life with
She was
me.
like, this is the world outside of where we live, which was really a really impactful thing.
Just fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it sort of speaks to also the work you guys do, which is sort of perspective shifting, right? Because we get so stuck in these very narrow-minded ways of seeing the world and seeing other people and seeing ourselves. So talk to us a little bit about that, like how it shifts sort of perception and perspective, and how that's helpful for the kids.
Well, research shows that girls when they're 8, so they're tweens, from 8 to 14, their confidence decreases by 30%. And if they don't do the work, or people, you know, are there for resources, they don't get that confidence back. So, yeah. What was the question?
That's perspective.
Oh, that was perspective.
Yeah,
So,
and also like in social emotional learning, which this is based on, you learn how to be a flexible thinker and be part of a group, right? So all the love yourself first before you can love someone else is very true, but there's also like, we're a community, right? We're humans, we're pack people, so you have to know how to be like, you know what, this time I'm gonna let you like lead the, you know, decide what we're having for lunch, and tomorrow I'll decide. And like, those are the tools we're teaching people too, is how to be a flexible thinker and be part of a group.
Wow. So it's just as good for adults as it is for kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Right.
All my friends and clients and family needs it. Yeah.
Right.
So in what ways can we help support this community?
Yeah.
our journals are available for purchase online, and they can be bought anywhere, all 50 states. So get this for your daughter, for your niece, your cousin, if you're a mentor yourself to someone. Definitely every girl needs this journal.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, truly though, like what you guys just said, it can be done by anyone. Like our board members, our friends, our kids, our interns at UCLA, they all are like, can I do it? And it's like, of course. It's really not grade level specific.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
Yeah. Sand Sisters LA, and then www.sandsistersla.org.
Fantastic.
Thank you
Yeah.
so
ladies.
much.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be back tomorrow on EverTalk Live. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Welcome to the show. Today we have Life Master Tony Lanning. Oh, today we have a very special guest, Alon Torres. Today we have a very special guest, Mark Harari, on the show, and he is, you have really inspired me, because you walk the walk, you talk the talk.
It's never too late, no matter what your age. Doesn't matter if you're young, it doesn't matter if you're older.
You know, over the last 10 plus years, 12 years, it's been this journey where as I was continuing to help others, I was helping myself. You know, as I went deeper, I was able to bring people deeper.
But you've got to put it aside. You've got to put it
Right,
aside.
that's one of his tips, is leave the at the door.
Drop it at the door.
But we can't give you too many more little tips, because we're going to give away the whole thing. But there is a video, if you click below.
I'm Life Master Tony Lanning.
Yay! See how easy that was?
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV.
Welcome back to EverTalk Live. Man, what a day.
What a day. Luck, everybody needs a dose of it.
Everybody does need a dose of it, Jazz. I love the way you deliver that. It's so funny because I was thinking as the last interview sort of finished with the Sand Sisters that, you know, the first book that really changed my life was actually a children's book that I was given as an adult. It was an Abraham Hicks book, and it was written for children. And I was convinced that the guy who gave it was a good friend of mine. He was a partner at a consulting firm, that he just thought I was super slow. Like, I was convinced. I was like,
So you were instantly offended.
I was like, oh my God, yeah, he must think that I'm, you know, a little challenged here. And he gave me the book, and of course I read it because he's a partner and he will fire me. And, and I remember thinking, oh my goodness, this is so profound because it's written so simply, but it was just very basic sort of lessons. And one of them is that, you know, essentially you create your own luck.
In what ways are you going to create your own luck today?
I think just maintaining a positive attitude, right? Like that's the best thing, I think. And I also love, you know, so many of the other interviews, you know, I think Dr. Janelle, one of the things that she said that I just loved was that sometimes bigger, better things happen, and I think multiple guests have said this, that bigger, better things happen when you simply relax and you enjoy the moment, you enjoy the day, and you just have trust and faith. You don't need to figure it all out.
Just be like bamboo. Let's take a look at today's rewind.
Coming to you from Ever Media Studios in Los Angeles, I'm Nicole Maddox, and this is EverTalk Live.
Happy Wednesday. I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jess Moyer. This is EverTalk Live, bringing you a daily dose of positivity and pop culture. What are you waiting for, Rob?
I'm waiting, I don't know what for. Maybe 30 more minutes of my schedule.
So my mom called and she said, I just loved watching you and Rob yesterday. What a funny joke. You're like happiness in Hollywood.
It brings up another great point, which is that, part of this book that I read, The Luck Factor, he was talking about creating your own luck. And the first sort of criteria is that you actually believe that you're lucky. Right?
Rebecca Zamalo, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So excited to have you.
For me in many ways, but it kept me in focused on something, so I couldn't get too stuck in the negative.
Sometimes things work out and sometimes they go in a different direction, but I have to be able to just kind of maneuver with that and know that there's something better coming along.
I'm so excited to welcome Primetime Emmy Award winner Kim Estes to the show. Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, no. I thank you guys for having me on the show. Thanks.
I thought
pleasure.
Thanks,
you were going to bring the Emmy. In fact, you wore it instead.
I wore her. Come on.
I got a feeling you worked pretty hard, too.
Who wouldn't feel lucky sitting right here with y'all? Who wouldn't?
Oh, thank
Absolutely magical.
Jeez, I want to keep all those guests.
My
right?
heart.
Yeah. So sweet.
I feel lucky for sitting here with you, Rob.
Oh my gosh, I'm the luckiest. I truly am. I feel that way, Jess.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, what do we have to look forward to for the rest of the week?
That's a great question. I don't know. What do you got to look forward to, Jess?
More time with you.
Yes.
Rumor has it you're going to share with us some what you've been reading.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I'm always reading something, usually multiple books at the same time, which I know would drive most people mad. But yeah, I'm going to share like my top 10 list of books, which is hard for me because I was reading a book a day for years. You know what I mean? So we'll definitely do that. What about you? What are you looking forward to, Jess?
More time with you.
All right.
And discovering more luck. We are EverTalk Live, bringing you a daily dose of positivity and pop culture, happiness,
yes,
and Hollywood, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on EverTalk Live, streaming on all things social and on EverTalk TV on Apple TV and Roku.
That's right. See you tomorrow. Have a great day on purpose.
Amen. Ooh.